Dear students, in this video I will discuss about cliches that are used in professional English or in your professional communication or in written communication. We come across cliches and similes, metaphors, catchphrases, variety of cliches in our day-to-day life. So here we will go through what they are, where they are used, and how we have to take care of them while writing our professional content so that the idea behind the message is conveyed or is passed on appropriately. So first let us see what is a cliche. A cliche or cliché is an overused expression or message that is used to give a popular thought or idea. So here, as you can see in the definition itself, that it is an overused expression. So by overused expression we mean it is something that you see more often or you come across very often, very commonly in your written material or in your readings, in books, in your stories, any sort of subjective matter or any sort of descriptive information that you see, very commonly you will find them being used, or message that is used to give a popular thought or idea. Now they are used because they represent or they are used to refer something which is very common used in our day-to-day life, like any general expression, idea or thought that comes to your mind based out of your practical life or your daily routine that you have observed or come across or through your experiences, and we use cliche to represent that particular idea. Example, as you can see here, every cloud has a silver lining. So you must have heard people quoting this in their speech or in your classroom, your teachers, or maybe at home your parents, that okay, every cloud has a silver lining. So even when dark clouds surround you, you must never forget that after the dark clouds you will see the silver lining with them. It means that in every hardship that you are facing, there is a ray of hope that is hidden, some wait for you to work upon and to get over the problems that you are facing. So you should never be demotivated, and you should always remember that after every negative there is something associated positive that you must try to find. So this is very common, what our elders or our family member or any of your close friend might uh, have told you. Similarly, one more you can see here, practice makes man perfect. So this you must have heard. Even I personally believe that this is a golden mantra, that practice and practice and perseverance and not losing hope and continuously trying for something and making efforts for that thing makes you a perfect or an expert in that domain. So definitely this is something that you must have even heard in the primary classes as a thought or quote that is very much motivating, right? Then you have apple of my eye. So apple of my eye is idiom that is used basically to express uh, how dear or the dearest person to someone, like a mother would say to the son that you are the apple of my eye, so you are very dear to me, you are very much important to me, and I love you very much. Means she is really uh, very much concerned and very much mm, loving for her child, and so this cliche fits in there very much appropriately. Similarly, you can see here types of cliche. So there are also certain types in this main heading that you already know, and even when we go through them, you will get more familiar with, okay, so these are what I had already been using them from long. These all come under cliche. So the first one is proverb. I hope all of you know what is a proverb. Many proverbs also we have heard, like slow and steady wins the race, and etc. So similarly, let us know here what is a proverb in this material. So a proverb is a short, well known saying which states a general truth or a piece of advice. So, a proverb is basically a phrase or a group of words that you are using, and the purpose behind using the group of words or that particular saying that you call or phrase is to advise you, is to suggest you, is to guide you upon something that is related with your success, something that might be helpful in your day to day endeavors, in your practical life. For example, a very common proverb here is given is honesty is best policy. So this proverb you might have been hearing from your childhood, from your parents, since the time you were a kid, that okay, you should always speak the truth, and it is the best policy, that is the best rule or the best lifestyle that you can adopt is being honest, because if you are honest, then you are a confident individual who never has to look down, and even the world will respect you for your honesty, and you will be treated as a credible person. So you must have heard many stories in your childhood where an honest man is rewarded, and we are giving the message to the people, to the children, to the ones who around us, that honesty is definitely the best policy. Similarly, one more proverb is given over here, that is, never judge a book by its cover. So here, as you can see, that what we have mentioned is never judge. So you should never judge. You should not try to judge any time how good a book is or how good the content of a book is by the cover, okay, by the front page, by the color, by the font size, or by the top description. So you should always look inside what lies within it, because then only you can understand whether it is knowledgeable or a beneficial or a good book for you or not. Because see, a book is too much deep, and it is not something a very much artificial or superficial, something that you can only see by one look and you get to know that okay, this is good or this is bad. You can only understand uh, the meaning, the idea, the message, or what the writer wants to tell you, how you can benefit from what all is mentioned in the book. If you go through it, if you get all the insights from it, and then only you can decide whether you found it meaningful or not. I wouldn't say purposeful, because obviously every write-up that is provided, that is published, has something for someone, but whether you are able to associate, you are able to connect to the writer's thought or not, uh, this could be different, and this you can only decide once you read the book. So you can see something here that in proverb, the words that are stated, they have a literal meaning, and you can directly read the words and get what advice or truth or message is being conveyed to you or is for you. But there are certain other forms of cliche where the advice or the message or the meaning is not direct but indirect, and this we will see in the next types. uh, so now let us see another category of cliche, that is idioms. So idioms, you must have also been hearing since your childhood, different sorts in your course book, in in English also the grammar and literature, and also in Hindi grammar also you must have heard a list of uh, idioms, and that you had to prepare for your exams and all. So what they are: an idiom is commonly used expression whose meaning is not meaning is not understood from the direct meaning of the words. So here you can see it is different from the proverb, right? Because in the proverb, the meaning or the sense or the idea was being told directly from the words that you were going through, but here the meaning is not understood. So you don't have to go for the literal or the direct meaning, but the idioms actually, they hint towards something in an indirect manner. So indirectly they convey something to you, they tell you something in an indirect manner, and you have to think a full circle or be a person of literature who understands it in order to get the meaning. You have to uh, through the what is written between the lines, through those words, what is the hidden message that is being given to you. This you can also see in the examples that are mentioned here. Example: kill two birds with one stone. So if you go to the literal meaning, it directly means, okay, so you are taking one stone and you are killing two birds. But then you will think about that, okay, how I can kill two birds simultaneously with one stone. So you don't have to go with this direct meaning, but it has an indirect or hidden sense that, okay, you can do two tasks simultaneously, or you can fulfill two purposes or two motives or two intentions. You can solve two problems, or you can fulfill your two desires simultaneously at the same time, with a smart move. So that is what this example or this sentence here wants to tell you. Another idiom that you can see here is rule of thumb. So if you go to the literal words, you might not get anything that, okay, what is it? There might be something, some rule related to your thumb, right, that you have in your hand. But the actual meaning behind this rule of thumb, what you mean, is the cardinal rule or the basic rule or the principal rule that you can say. So this rule of thumb we might use anywhere, like the thumb rule of driving is to look in front and to be focused, and the thumb rule of anything so and so. So you can say this for any action that you want to describe, that the basic rule or the principal rule of anything is uh, what you state as the rule of thumb. Now we will move on to the other categories of cliche. The third one is catchphrases. So first let us see what are catchphrases. A catchphrase is a well-known term, at times related to a particular famous person. So phrase, you all know that by phrase we mean a group of words, and so by catchphrase what we mean is some group of words that automatically catch your mind or that automatically get to your mind based on how you have been exposed to them or based on your familiarity to them. So those group of words or those phrases which you can catch every time or which you can relate, associate or get every time, that okay, when these words are used, this person or this personality or this individual is what we are referring to, this is the individual that we are talking about. So catchphrase is a well-known term. Here you can see it is related to a famous person. So some words, some property, some personality highlight some quality is so many times being associated with a person that it actually becomes a catchphrase when we talk about that individual or person. Example we'll see here. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. So this is a catchphrase that has been given by Chanakya Guru. What he has said that okay, you should keep your friends close, right, but enemies closer, because what he wanted to tell that your enemies are your best critic, and they will always try to point out your faults, your flaws. They will always try to correct you, uh, to pick at you. So they will help you in improving yourself, in your evolution, because your friends will always try to look the good in you, but your enemies, they will try to look the flaws in you, what you are lacking behind in. And when they will tell you what you don't have that you can improve, or when they will tell you your flaws, your drawbacks, then only you will understand and then you can work upon them. So it is very good, because your enemies will keep you rooted, because your friends might be caring and loving and supportive. So keep your enemies closer compared to your friends, if you want to be on the road to personal development. Then another catchphrase that we have is there is no place like home. Okay, so also this one that we use is that home is the place where you have the best comfort or the most comfortable place in the whole world or in the universe. So very commonly that we say for places, or maybe if you go somewhere but you will give the final signature line that no, there is no place like home, right? I feel the best when I'm there. So this is also an example of a catchphrase. uh, that's all in this video, and we will see other types of catchphrases in our next video. Thank you.